What if the last sound you ever heard was dirt hitting the lid above your head and you were still very much alive to hear it? I'm Scott and welcome to Discovery Reel. Being buried alive is one of humanity's oldest and most primal fears. For centuries, it wasn't just a nightmare, it was real, terrifyingly possible, and the fear of it shaped funeral customs for generations. If you found yourself buried in the standard coffin roughly 2 meters underground, the immediate danger isn't the dirt itself, it's the air. A typical coffin contains only enough oxygen for a limited window of survival. In a sealed coffin, the average adult would begin to feel the effects of oxygen depletion within roughly 30 minutes to a few hours, depending on the coffin size and how airtight it truly is. As oxygen decreases and carbon dioxide builds, breathing becomes increasingly difficult. Panic would set in almost immediately for most people. The body's natural response to confined darkness and dwindling air triggers an intense fight or flight response, which itself burns through the remaining oxygen even faster. Total darkness and near total silence would compound the horror. Sound doesn't travel well through soil and wood. Even shouting or banging would likely go unheard by everyone on the surface, especially at typical burial depth. This fear was so widespread throughout history that it has a name: taphophobia. In the 18th and 19th centuries, cases of premature burial, though rare, were reported often enough to create genuine widespread public panic across Europe and America. In response, inventors created what became known as safety coffins, designed fitted with bells, flags or breathing tubes connected to the surface, allowing someone mistakenly buried alive to signal for help and breathe until rescued. Most historical cases weren't people waking up hours later, they stem from primitive medical technology. Before modern methods of confirming death, conditions like comas, catalepsy or certain poisonings could be mistaken for death entirely. Today, death is confirmed through multiple definitive clinical signs, including the complete absence of heartbeat, breathing and brain activity, making genuine premature burial in the modern era extraordinarily rare. The real modern risk of being buried alive comes not from funerals, but from accidents, landslides, building collapses, cave-ins and avalanches. In these situations, survival depends heavily on air pockets and how quickly rescue teams can respond. If buried in loose rubble or a collapse, experts advise staying as still as possible to conserve oxygen, protecting your airway with your hands or clothing, and making noise in short, deliberate bursts rather than continuously screaming, since screaming wastes precious oxygen fast. There are remarkable real survival stories. People pulled alive from earthquake rubble after being trapped for days, surviving on minimal air pockets and any available moisture, showcasing the human body's genuine capacity to endure far longer than expected under the right conditions. Modern search and rescue teams use thermal imaging, sound detection equipment and specially trained dogs to locate survivors. Technology that has dramatically improved survival odds compared to even a few decades ago. For those who do survive being buried alive, the psychological impact can be lasting. Many survivors report intense claustrophobia or anxiety in closed spaces long after the physical ordeal has ended. The fear of being buried alive shaped centuries of human history, funeral customs and medical practice. Today, thanks to medical medicine, it's almost entirely a fear of the past, but for those caught in real accidents, the will to survive against the odds remains remarkable. In 2010, 33 Chilean miners survived being trapped nearly 700 meters underground for 69 days before being rescued, one of the longest confirmed survivals of its kind in recorded history.